Yeah.
You got Madman. Um, you got Busta Rhymes. You got uh, even leaders of the new school. You got Black Sheep. You got you can go on for days, but these rappers, although the money wasn't as big, but the talent was there. You imagine those guys put on these days. When you go back to Big Daddy Kane, what's this guy, Craig G, the one that used to talk with a lisp.
Yeah.
You remember him? That dude was nasty. And these guys were doing it for pennies on the dollar compared to these days. Even like Dougie Fresh, you know, like there's too many to name. Like I was telling Adonis, you know, like these days, there's only a few that I consider honestly, one of the baddest chicks that I've heard right now is Young Ma. Young Ma, like that song. Ooh, to be honest, that I wasn't a fan of it, and I almost wasn't a fan of her until Adonis put me up to Quiet Storm. I don't know maybe you heard that,
Nah.
dude. After I heard Quiet Storm, I'm like, oh, this girl got skills, and she doesn't disappoint. She is badass, But then you got Missy Elliott. This girl's like you don't hear from her now, right? That she comes out every couple of years. It's like, oh, you thought I dropped. Here you go. All of a sudden, platinum gets her money and disappears.
That's
I
how
heard
it
her on a
should be.
track not so long ago. I was like, damn, like who
That's
else can pull that off?
Word up. That's how it should be. When you're that good, you don't always have to be in the public's eye. Everyone gets their turn, but if you only have like the top five always in the public's eye, then what happens? Then who actually tries to dare to be different and sound different? They're busy trying to sound like the top five. Like right now, I was telling Carmen about what's up with Bruno Mars. I haven't heard anything from Bruno Mars for a while, but at the same time, he might just be living off his success because that last album that he got like what, like 5, 6
It was
Grammys.
fire.
Oh my God, that album from beginning to end, at any age, anyone can relate to. Especially
Yeah,
that track that he talks about that I don't want to do nothing all day and just sleep
yeah,
in and be
yeah.
lazy. I love that shit.
Or even this kid, The Weeknd. I'm a big fan of his because the guy, he does his thing, and he lays low. Then all of a sudden he lets out loose, and another hit. You know, but that's where you got to do it. Not like these guys. They saturate, and all of a sudden I'm tired of them. Like there's a few out there that's like, dude, you shouldn't even be out.
I
Like
think it's because you.
I'm not gonna mention any names, but he's a blue what? Blue something. I just don't want it, like, any gang members showing. I was like, "What you talking about him?" But anyway, some of these dudes they shouldn't even be out rapping.
Well, we're living in the biggest ADD era when it comes to entertainment. People really are used to, if you can't entertain me in 10 seconds and lock in my attention, I'm not paying attention at all. And unfortunately, they're always in the public's eye because they're so afraid of becoming irrelevant. Because it's so quick, easy to become irrelevant nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? Believe it or not, and I'm not advocating it, but as bad as record companies were, which I'm happy that now the artists are actually, a lot more artists are becoming owners of their masters and all that stuff. But at least back in the day, there was a certain filter. Like you weren't at a certain level, you weren't getting a record deal. Like now, all you have to do is get a little recording studio, a little laptop with recording studio software, and all of a sudden, you send it out, and all of a sudden you got a hit because somebody said, "Oh, I like this," but it it shouldn't have even been out. Like
Yeah.
there's some songs out there, and I'm like, how the hell this did become so popular?
Yeah, the standards definitely changed without a record company. It's happened to so many genres that without record companies, there's no standard. Matter of fact, Nas, if it wasn't for the standard, Nas wouldn't have been pushed to the point that he had to keep improving. When he almost got signed by Def Jam, and they
Yep.
passed him off because they said he sounded too much like he's trying to be like Rakim, but he's not Rakim, and he's like, wait, I'm not even trying to. This is my natural
Although
voice.
Nas has his own style, but not Nas always had his own style. Like and I can see where they can say it, but like Rakim and Nas, to me, they're like top level, but they were cut from the same cloth, but different ends of the cloth. Put it that way. That's the way I look at it. You know,
No, for sure.
but,
And
but again, back then you had so many guys that as soon as you heard them, you knew exactly who they were. But they were all talented. Not like now. It's like, who's this? Is this little who? No, this is little that. It's like, what? Young who? No, this is young that. It's like, all right. So how the hell do I know who's what?
right,
Is it
everyone's
the baby, or baby who, or what?
is it the little one or is it the big one? Is it the
Is it
young one? Is it the old one?
Is it big baby or young or small baby? Is it old baby or fat baby or skinny baby? It's like, and you talk about 20 different guys, and it sounds exactly the same.
I would like to see someone daring enough to come out and say, oh, it's Grandpa Chuck. And it turns out the dude's a 17-year-old.
Oh, talking about that, God damn it, I can't remember the name of it. It's on Netflix, and Cardi B is one of the hosts. There was a guy in there called Old Man Scoop or whatever his name is, that he used to wear a suit and tie. That dude, even though he didn't make it towards the end, that dude has some skills, and he was funny.
Mm,
Like, I give him props because that dude, he came out and he was different. Fortunately, they put him against one of the big boys, which this boy, and I can't remember his darn name. I mean, from day one, that dude, he set the standard, and he kept that standard. And to be honest, if he comes out, that dude will be a big hit in rap because, he he's black, right? But he raps in Spanish,
nice.
and like even his showmanship, his demeanor, even Snoop Dogg gave him props because Snoop tried to like get him to go ghetto, and the dude did stoop down to his level, and Snoop said, you know what, you got my respect. You're very professional and you have skills. And when Snoop gave the okay on him, that and I heard he has a couple of projects out now. Then I wish he gets somewhere because like I haven't seen talent like that in a really long time. You know,
Nice.
and there was a couple of them in there that were at the beginning they had the talent, but they just didn't have what it took to move to the next level. You know, but and that I wish that rap even in all genres, because even in merengue and salsa, it's not the same as it was back then. You went from
Okay.
having an orchestra to having five idiots that never knew what an instrument was. He just started banging stuff together. Two guys that have no idea what they're doing, and they got some money, so they get their friends to do a band. All of a sudden, they have a hit.
You know who's killing it right now with during the COVID situation? Celia Maura. He's been bringing a lot of good consciousness to the younger crowd and the newer generation, paying attention to what the older generation was doing and what they've continued to do. The interviews that he has right now. Matter of fact, I have one that I'm waiting to later today. I'm gonna watch with Monchi Capricho. But yesterday I was watching him with Belke Concepcion.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm talking about he's covering everyone. Quinito Mendez. Um, he did what's he llama este? He did coverage with Dari Contreras.
Oh
Uh,
nice. Are you
yeah.
talking about that guy Dominican Piano? Because there's
No,
a guy
no.
that he has a he's from Trupibanda or something like that. Dominican Piano. He's doing a lot of interviews with Ramon Orlando, a lot of the good pianists. What's his name? Juan Valdez. And
Silvio,
he's putting himself on the map. I think he's from Pennsylvania.
yeah, Dominican Piano, he's killing it. But the dude I'm talking about is Silvio Mora, el de Carrito Rojo.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned it from the beginning. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm feeling Dominican Piano too. He's on doing his thing. You know, he's putting his hand into to a lot of different areas with the music. Those videos that he's been putting up with other people collaborating, they're pretty
That's been
sick.
fire. That's been fire. He had Diony Fernandez on one of those also. I was like, damn, this guy's like he's doing his thing. But it's sad, man. You know, the state that music in these days. You know, like there's a few kids out there now that are doing. Like Travis Scott, dude. You know, I'm a fan, not to a point where it's like, oh my god, but you know, the dude's doing something right. You know, he's getting his money. He's like his that the album he did Afterworld. That was like marketing genius. The management, everything. He's making some top dollar, and it's like, all right, I give it to him. I can't hate on him. And his music's kind of good. Not like some of these guys. It's like what? That's why I like Crank Lucas. That he busts in these parodies, and it's like, you know what? He's right. He's right. There's some guys that is like, why are you putting two words together that don't even go? They don't even make sense.
I like the fact that Crank Lucas he found a way to perform with an audience, getting the attention over and over. And apart from that, if the money that he doesn't make off of YouTube, he actually does sell beats and produce people like if they want to come
Yeah,
to the
yeah, I heard
studio.
about that. I
Dude,
read
they're
up on him
so
because I was
smart.
like, damn, he's too good to be just like doing these things, but he got his thing going on. It's like, damn, you
Yeah,
know,
that's one humble dude up from his apartment.
yeah.
Dude, that's
But
respectable
God
because
knows how much he's pulling in.
yeah, just banking it instead of paying mortgage on triple the amount on a house that he could barely afford. But whatever dollar he pulls in is going right to the bank and protecting his craft.
I'm watching this dude. Will Motivation. I don't know you seen him. I thought he was just about driving Lambos and driving this, but the dude is actually a pretty smart dude. He has he created a software. He got real estate businesses. So in my mind, I'm looking at it like, how the hell can he afford these Lambos? And the way he breaks it down, he's like living this nice lifestyle on $48,000 a month. And I just watched a video this morning where he's paying like $500 out of pocket for driving you pay $2,000 a month. Like that kind of stuff makes sense. But when you're working just you're making $18,000 a year, and you want to drive a brand new Mercedes, and you live in your parents' apartment, sleeping on a mattress on the floor because you can't even afford a bed. That's where I'm like, dude, your priorities are way off.